Came alone? It could talk. That was new. Yes. Where is your army? I don't have one. Your raid? Also no. Your healers? I have potions. The Emperor lowered its spear. For several seconds, neither of us moved. Then it started laughing. Not villain laughing. Actual laughing. It laughed so hard it had to hold its stomach. I was offended. I destroyed 3 colony hearts. That made it laugh harder. I attacked. It blocked. The shockwave destroyed half the chamber. Finally, a real fight. The Emperor was level 170. I had entered at level 92. By that point, after slaughtering the hive, I was level 148, still lower. Its spear moved faster than Yaren's sword. Its armor regenerated. Its 4 arms could attack from different angles. Every time I got close to the colony heart, it forced me back. Then the Emperor activated its raid mechanic. 40 red circles appeared around the room. A message from my vision. 40 marked players must occupy all royal seals within 10 seconds. Failure will trigger colony extinction blast. I looked around. 1 player. 40 circles. The Emperor smiled. Now you understand. I checked my inventory. 3 clone tokens. Not enough. I checked the circles. 10 seconds. 9. I used 1 token. 2 of me. 8. Second token. 3 of me. 7. Third token. 4 of me. 36 circles still empty. The clones looked at me. 1 shouted, "Great plan." I hated all of them. 6 seconds. I opened my inventory and searched everything. Weapons, armor, potions, ant shells, goblin spoons, merchant hat, cursed spoon. Wait, the cursed spoon. Its effect was simple. Anything that touches the spoon is temporarily treated as the owner for basic dungeon interactions. I had kept it because it sounded useless. I grabbed the spoon. 5 seconds. Then I slammed it into the floor and dragged it in a circle. The spoon touched the red seal. Activated. I dragged it to the next. Activated. The clones understood. They each grabbed one of my spare spoons. Those were normal spoons. Nothing happened. 1 clone looked betrayed. 3 seconds. I activated movement skills. Endless tempo was still stacked from the hive. I ran. The world slowed. 1 seal. 2. 5. 10. 20. My cursed spoon scraped across the floor so fast that it became red hot. I activated 36 seals in less than 2 seconds. The clones stood on the final 3. I stood on the 40th. The timer reached 0. Nothing exploded. The Emperor's smile disappeared. The system appeared. Royal raid mechanics successfully completed by 1 registered player. Error. Recalculating. Error. Recalculating. Achievement unlocked. Stop doing that. Reward pending. The Emperor screamed and charged. I was laughing too hard to defend properly. Its spear hit my shoulder and sent me through 3 walls. That stopped the laughing. I stood up. My shoulder hurt. My uniform was destroyed. My emergency potion bottles had shattered. The clones were gone. The cursed spoon had melted. For the first time, I was actually in danger. The Emperor stepped through the broken wall. Human, what are you? I wiped blood on my mouth. Hungry. It looked fierce. I skipped lunch. Then I attacked. The fight lasted 21 minutes. That was longer than my entire first Academy dungeon. I broke 3 swords. The Emperor broke 2 of my ribs. I used ant shells as shields. It used its own broken arm as a weapon. At one point, we both slipped on a pile of mana crystals and fell down the stairs. Nobody looked good. Then I noticed the Emperor's regeneration slowing. The colony heart behind it pulsed every time its wounds healed. Battery. Again, I could not reach it directly, so I stopped trying. I attacked the ceiling. The Emperor blocked me. I attacked the floor. It blocked again. Then I attacked the wall behind the heart. The Emperor hesitated. Too late. The wall collapsed. The acid eel burst into the chamber. I had forgotten it was still following me. The eel saw the colony heart. The Emperor saw the eel. I saw lunge. The eel lunged. The Emperor turned. I grabbed the Emperor by the ankle and threw it into the eel. The eel swallowed the Emperor. Hold. The system did not declare victory. I stared. The eel's stomach expanded. Then the Emperor stabbed out from inside. The eel screamed. The Emperor exploded free, covered in acid and somehow even angry. Its armor had melted. Its regeneration was gone. The colony heart had been swallowed. The Emperor roared. I punched it. Once. The chamber cracked. The Emperor flew backward through the throne. The throne shattered. The boss died. Then everything went silent. A system window appeared. Raid boss defeated. Solo clear confirmed. Rewards multiplied by 10. The dungeon began collapsing. I had 3 minutes to escape. Then 10 enormous golden chests dropped from the ceiling. I looked at the exit. I looked at the chest. 2 minutes 59 seconds. The class advancement crystal. Then I reached chest 7. Inside was a black card. No rank, no discipline. Cannot receive any external healing or buffs. Option 2. One-man raid. Summons, clones, tamed monsters, and constructs do not count as party members. Raid mechanics may recognize controlled units as platform in front of hundreds of hunters, soldiers, reporters, and academy staff. The acid eel landed behind me. Everyone screamed. I turned. The eel looked at the city. Then at me, a taming window appeared. Acid Lake Tyrant wishes to follow you. Accept 8 tons. I accepted. The crowd screamed louder. Professor Kang marched through the hunters toward me. His face was red. You entered an A-rank raid alone. Yes. You ignored national orders. Yes. You cleared it. Yes. You brought the boss monster outside. Association president arrived. Not the eyebrow old man. The actual president. He looked at the closed gate, then at me, then at the eel, then at the mountain of loot still falling out of my storage because I had exceeded the weight limit. He asked one question. What level are you now? I checked. 173, I told him. 3 nearby hunters sat down. The news went insane. The footage leaked. Millions of people watched me ride a sword arc in the tournament. Millions more watched the A-rank raid broadcast. My cursed spoon became a meme. Someone started selling fake replicas. A cooking company offered me a sponsorship. The goblin spoon from my first dungeon sold at auction for more money than my parents' apartment. I did not sell it. I was sentimental. Also, it had +1 poison resistance. The academy could no longer pretend I was normal. They moved me to a special class. I was the only student. The classroom had 40 desks. Professor Kang removed 39. I asked if he was making a point. He said yes. My new schedule included advanced dungeon theory, combat testing, national raid law, and something called Please Stop Exploiting System Architecture. That class was created specifically for me. I failed the first quiz because every answer I gave was technically correct but against the spirit of the dungeon. Meanwhile, guilds became aggressive. One offered me $10 million. One offered me a private island. One offered to legally adopt me into the guildmaster's family. I declined. The Fried Chicken Guild increased its offer to include unlimited side dishes. I almost folded. Then a new problem appeared. Because I had cleared an A-rank raid alone, the system granted me 10 raid titles. Titles could be merged. I combined 2. Solo Raider became Raid Breaker. I combined 2 more. Raid Breaker became Army of One. I combined 4 copies. Army of One became Walking Disaster. I had 2 titles left. I equipped Walking Disaster. Effect. When entering a dungeon alone, dungeon difficulty may increase by 1 tier. Increased difficulty grants increased base rewards. I stared at the effect. Then I laughed. My talent multiplied rewards by 10. The title increased base rewards. If the dungeon became harder, the rewards became higher. I had found a way to make my dungeon was designed to punish experienced hunters. The more abilities I showed, the stronger it became. So I stopped using skills. I picked up a chair. The chair was not a skill. I hit the dictionary. It died. I kept the chair. For the next hour, I cleared an S-rank magical library using furniture. Every time the dungeon adapted to the chair, I switched. Chairs, table leg, lamp, rolling ladder, decorative globe. At one point, I defeated a giant book golem by slamming a door on its fingers. The system kept unlocking achievements. Improvised weapon master, furniture-based negotiation. Literacy is optional, each reward multiplied by 10. Then I reached the library core. The boss was the Archivist, a floating figure made from thousands of pages. It copied every skill I had ever used inside a dungeon. Not just the library, everything. Yaren's sword riding trick, my movement skills, my resistance, my strength techniques, even my merchant hat effect. The Archivist offered to buy my chair. I was impressed. Then it attacked. It moved like me, fought like me, dodged like me. For the first time, I understood how annoying I was. The battle became ridiculous. We raced across bookshelves. We threw furniture. We both tried to use doors as weapons. At one point, we reached for the same chair. We stopped. I said, mine. The Archivist said, mine. I kicked it. It copied the kick. We both flew backward. I needed an ability it could not copy. Then I remembered solo player. The Archivist had copied my displayed skills, but my talent was not a skill. It was a condition. I opened the party interface. Nobody was there. Good. Then I accepted the taming contract for the acid eel. A summoning circle appeared. The eel crashed through 6 floors of the library. The The archivist looked up. I looked up. The eel landed on it. The boss died instantly. I was still alone by system standards. One-man raid was not even selected yet, but tamed monsters apparently counted differently from players for my base talent. That made the evolution choice even more complicated. The S-rank library rewards multiplied by 10. I gained 3 levels. At my level, 3 levels from one dungeon was absurd. I also gained 10 copies of a rare item called Blank Skill Page. Write the name of any skill you personally witnessed. Creates a weaker copy. 10 pages. I knew exactly whose skill I wanted. 7 Moon Severing Sword. Yeren had spent her entire life training it. I had ridden it like public transportation. Now I could copy it. I almost wrote the name. Then I stopped. That felt rude, so I wrote something else. Fainting Heal. Bora's accidental area healing spell. The page load. Skill acquired. Panic recovery. When you lose consciousness, automatically heal yourself and nearby neutral targets. I laughed for 5 minutes. The dungeon exit opened. When I returned to the academy, Yeren was waiting. She had heard I entered another dungeon alone. She was furious. Not because it was dangerous, because I had not invited her. You could have used a partner. My talent would turn off. I know. Then why would I invite you? So I can beat the dungeon before you do. That is not helping. It helps me. Fair. Yeren had become obsessed with catching up. She entered more dungeons, trained harder, challenged stronger hunters. Her level rose quickly. Not 10 times quickly, but quickly. Then she discovered something that bothered me. During the academy tournament, when I stepped off her 7th sword arc, she had received a system notification too. Hidden rival condition unlocked. She showed me the message. Defeat a hunter with an SSS rank growth talent. Reward. Talent evolution. I stared at her. She smiled. So now I have a reason to beat you. You already had 12 reasons. I like this one more. Great. Now the strongest sword genius in the academy had a system-sponsored reason to hunt me. The next week became a disaster. Yeren challenged me at breakfast. I escaped through a window. She challenged me during class. Professor Kang threatened both of us. She challenged me in the shower hallway. I moved dorms. Finally, I agreed to a duel. One condition. No party registration. She accepted. The academy built a reinforced arena. The reinforced arena broke during warm-ups. So we moved to a dungeon training zone. That was a mistake. Because the moment we entered, solo player activated for me. The dungeon detected walking disaster. The B rank training zone upgraded to A rank. Then Yeren entered as a neutral hunter, not an ally. The system interpreted us as competing solo players. A new mode activated. Rival dungeon. Objective, reach the boss first. All monsters respawn faster. All rewards double. My 10 times multiplier applied after that. I nearly hugged the system. Yeren drew her sword. If you try anything stupid, I'll cut you. I ran. She chased me. What followed was less like a dungeon clear, and more like 2 natural disasters racing through a shopping mall. I killed monsters for EXP. She skipped them for speed. I triggered traps behind me. She cut the traps. She collapsed a bridge. I ran across falling rocks. I released a mini-boss. She rode the mini-boss down a staircase. She learned that from me. I was proud and offended. We reached the final chamber at the same time. The boss was a giant Cyclops knight. Before it finished introducing itself, Yeren attacked from the left. I attacked from the right. The system flashed. Warning, cooperative damage may register temporary alliance. We both stopped in mid-air. The Cyclops looked confused. I landed. Yeren landed. Neither of us wanted to deactivate our solo conditions. The boss attacked me. I dodged toward Yeren. She dodged away. I tried to redirect the boss toward her. She redirected it back. For 10 minutes, neither of us hit the boss. We used it as a weapon against each other. The Cyclops became increasingly upset. Finally, it screamed, "Fight me!" We both looked at it, then at each other. Yeren said, "Temporary truce?" No. Agreed. The boss had a rage attack that hit the whole chamber. The Cyclops charged Yeren. She jumped. I kicked a loose floor tile. The Cyclops tripped. Yeren landed on its helmet. The system did not count it as cooperative because neither of us had intentionally supported the other. Apparently, accidental teamwork was not teamwork. That gave me an idea. I threw my sword at Yeren. She blocked it. The sword ricocheted into the boss. My damage. Yeren threw a broken pillar at me. I dodged. It hit the boss. Her damage. We started attacking each other in ways that accidentally murdered the boss. The Cyclops health bar disappeared. It died in total confusion. Then the system had a breakdown. Boss defeated by multiple unallied solo participants. Competitive reward rules apply. Both players receive individual rewards. My solo player multiplied mine by 10. Yaren's rival bonus multiplied hers by 3. We stared at each other, then at the loot, then back at each other. We had discovered competitive raiding. Not a party, not allies. Two solo players entering the same dungeon and competing, while both receiving full personal rewards. Yaren's smile became terrifying. I immediately knew this would become a problem. It did. Within 2 days, she had scheduled 14 rival dungeon runs without asking me. I rejected 13. The 14th caught my attention. S-rank dungeon. Recommended raid size, 100. Name, Sky Prison of the Fallen Star. The dungeon had appeared above Busan, a floating fortress surrounded by lightning. Nobody had cleared it. 3 national raid teams had tried. All failed at the entrance mechanic. The gate required a minimum combined level of 10,000. Normally, 100 level 100 hunters could satisfy it. The association was assembling an international force. Yaren wanted to enter as 2 competing solo players. I checked my level, 181. Hers was 93. Combined, we were nowhere near 10,000. So naturally, I said yes. Professor Kang said no. The association said absolutely not. The gate said insufficient combined level. I had a solution. 10 level up elixirs from the Iron Ant Emperor raid. They did not increase actual level. They temporarily increased displayed level by 20 for gate checks. 10 copies meant plus 200 displayed levels. Still not enough. Yaren had a family artifact that doubled displayed level. Still not enough. Then I remembered my clones. Clone tokens copied 1% of my stats. But did they copy displayed level?
Hair drama, finger comb drama. Not with Palm Olive Naturals. With 100% natural coconut concentrate. Helps plump hair cuticles. So you can finger comb the hair drama away. Try Palm Olive Naturals.
Lagi may isip at sa kanto, ready mo! May mayo, ikaw! Godfather, ang oyster sauce! Siniso! Wow! Sarap, Chris! Ikaw! Anong easy-peasy recipe mo?
Displayed level. We tested one. The clone showed level 181. Interesting. The gate counted it as a controlled entity, not a party member. Even more interesting. I needed roughly 55 clones. I had no tokens left, but I had 10 blank skill pages, and I had personally witnessed clone token activation. I wrote clone creation on one page. The page rejected it. Not a skill. Consumable effect. Annoying. Then the merchant hat saved me again. The National Hunter Market had 3 clone tokens listed. Each cost more than a luxury build. I put on the hat. The seller offered me a 90% discount. I bought all 3. Yaren stared at the hat. What exactly is that? Economics. We still needed more clones, so I used one of my skill evolution stones on an old beginner skill called After Image Step. It evolved. After Image Step became Solid Mirage. Creates one temporary illusion with physical collision. The illusion was not a real clone.
Oh my god.
With my displayed level. I used another evolution stone. Solid Mirage became Legion Mirage. Creates up to 50 physical mirages. I stopped breathing. Yaren looked at me. What did you do? Something the association will hate. I activated Legion Mirage. 50 versions of me appeared. All of them had my face. One immediately fixed his hair. Another checked his status. One said, "We look tired." Yaren slowly sheathed her sword. This is horrible. The gate counted all 50. Displayed combined level shot above 10,000. The Sky Prison opened. The association president screamed through the communication crystal. We entered anyway. Inside was not a fortress. It was a broken piece of space. Islands floated upside down. Lightning moved like snakes. Gravity changed every few seconds. The floor became the ceiling. The ceiling became a wall. Then the wall tried to eat us. Yaren loved it. She jumped between floating ruins, cutting lightning in half. I sent my mirages in every direction. Solo player remained active. That was when I realized I might not need one-man raid. Legion Mirage was already bypassing some party restrictions, but the locked 4th talent evolution option still bothered me. I wanted to know what it was, so I refused to evolve solo player. I kept it exactly as it was, times 10. Simple, dangerous, perfect. We cleared the first zone. Then the Sky Prison system announced a new rule. Only one contestant may advance. Yaren and I stopped. A bridge formed ahead. At the end floated a black door. The system continued. Defeat the competing solo players. Winner receives access to the Star Warden. Loser is expelled. Yaren drew her sword instantly. I pointed at the door. You know we could probably break that. She attacked me. I dodged. You wanted a rival dungeon. I did get stabbed. You always complain. That is because you keep stabbing. We fought across the floating bridge. No training weapons. No arena barrier. Real dungeon. Real lightning. Real consequences. Yeren was stronger than before. Much stronger. Her sword talent had evolved partially through repeated rival conditions. 7 moon severing sword had become 9 moon heavenly severance. 9 silver arcs filled the sky. I looked at them. She shouted, "Do not ride them." I was deeply offended that she knew me so well, so I did not ride them. I summoned 50 mirages. All 50 rode them. Yeren's expression broke. 9 sword arcs became surfboards for an army of fake me. The system started flashing warnings. I used the distraction to reach the black door. I punched it. Nothing. I kicked it. Nothing. I put on the merchant hat. Trade option appeared. Of course.
Dari
The door had
tadi
inventory.
lagi main
I offered it a
FIFA.
legendary spear I did not use. The door offered me passage. Yeren landed beside me. You bribed the door. Yes, you cannot bribe a door. We are standing inside it. She had no response. We passed through together. The dungeon system displayed an error.
This is
Two
gonna make
contestants detected
me
beyond elimination gate.
my
Recalculating.
gigabyte.
Then the sky
You
turned
gotta
black.
lose
The
a
Star
lot.
Warden
So
descended.
this is gonna
It
be
was
a
larger than the entire Iron Ant
video.
Emperor dungeon. A humanoid body made of constellations. Its
Hey,
head was a
I
burning
don't know
star.
why I played
Its
this
sword was a strip of night sky. A health bar appeared. Then another. Then another. 20 health bars stacked vertically. Yeren whispered, "That seems excessive." I checked the raid rating. S rank disappeared. Your classification unknown. Walking disaster had triggered again.
Oh my
The Star
god.
Warden looked at me. Not Yeren. Me. Then a system message appeared privately. World access key fragment detected. Unauthorized candidate confirmed. Eliminate before 7th key is assembled. I stopped smiling. This thing was not a normal dungeon boss. It knew about the black card. It knew about the 7 fragments. And apparently, something did not want me collecting them. The Star Warden raised its sword. The entire sky split. Yeren shouted something. I could not hear her. A black beam cut through 50 floating islands. My mirages vanished. For the first time since awakening, my survival instincts screamed one clear message. Run. So I ran toward it. Because I have problems. The first exchange nearly killed me. The Warden's sword passed through my defense like paper. I lost half my HP from the shockwave alone. Panic recovery activated. Bora's copied fainting heal triggered because I briefly blacked out while flying through a mountain. I woke up fully healed inside a crater. Best skill I had ever stolen. Yeren landed nearby. You fainted. I recovered. You flew through a mountain. Strategically. The Warden attacked again. We separated. Not allies. Not party members. Still 2 competing solo hunters. I noticed something. The Warden had 20 health bars, but only 1 moved when Yeren hit it. A different bar moved when I hit it. Personal boss health. Competitive dungeon rules. We did not need to share damage. We each had our own version of the boss layered over the same body. That was insane. It also meant if one of us defeated our personal health bars, we could trigger separate rewards. I told Yeren. Her eyes lit up. Race? Race. We attacked. That battle destroyed the concept of reasonable architecture. Yeren cut a floating island in half. I used the broken half as a shield. The Warden threw a star. I punched it. That was a mistake. My glove disintegrated. I kicked it instead. Also a mistake. My boot disintegrated. I started running barefoot. Every time we destroyed 1 personal health bar, the Warden gained a new ability. Gravity inversion. Time delay. Skill silence. Mirror clones. Meteor rain. At one point, it turned off inventory access. I had to fight with a chair I had kept from the sunken library. The chair broke. I mourned for 6 seconds. Then the Warden summoned copies of our strongest techniques. 9 moon sword arcs filled the sky. Yeren cut through her own attack. A giant acid eel appeared from a summoning circle.
Seriously, this is what scares me every time I reverse.
Got the brand new iPhone 17. Take your selfies to the next level with this portable reflection clip kit.
Let me tell you how my life went from bad to worse. Wait, maybe amazing? All in about 10 minutes. Picture this. I'm standing in front of a glowing crystal in my high school classroom, waiting to find out what kind of power I get in this crazy world where everyone awakens into warriors, mages, archers, and all that RPG stuff. Pretty standardized guide deal. I got reincarnated into this place, survived the tutorial phase, and figured the universe owed me a cool protagonist moment. The crystal flickered gray for half a second.
My name is Rian Vale, and talented blacksmith who was scouted to work at the royal palace and assigned as a smith of the.
My girlfriend and my rich rival teamed up to sacrifice me to an S-rank anomaly. They used a scapegoat talisman on the rich heir, Preston Sterling, and transferred the S-rank anomaly Mammon onto me. The rules: sacrifice 180 billion within 3 minutes or be devoured. My ex-girlfriend Vanessa sobbed and begged me to die in his place. My heart went cold. This was clearly a dead end. But I never expected. At that very moment, I awakened the rule editing system. When I woke from unconsciousness, I found my hands locked tight in handcuffs. I couldn't break free. I glared at my smug ex-girlfriend and shouted, "You traitor, Vanessa! You actually betrayed me!" At the same time, my rich rival, Preston, walked up beside Vanessa and casually draped an arm around her shoulder. He sneered, "I'm Preston Sterling, heir to the Sterling family. Taking a liking to your girlfriend was an honor for you. You're still not grateful?" Vanessa said, flippant and smug. "Sorry, Ethan, but my feelings for Preston are real. He's been marked by an S-rank anomaly, man, and it needs to be transferred to someone else. Help him out. Think of it as your gift to us, okay?" That last line sent chills down my spine. I gasped. An S-rank anomaly? Images flashed through my mind. Anomalies sweeping through cities, ruling the world. This was a world where anomalies had reawakened. Anyone could be marked by one. If you failed to fulfill an anomaly's rule, you'd be wiped out one way or another. And S-rank anomalies were the most terrifying of them all. The S-rank anomaly's face rose up in my mind, jaws stretched wide as if to swallow me whole. I fought back. An S-rank anomaly means certain death. I refuse. I'd rather die than agree to this. You two, you're both scum. Let me go now. Preston's lips curled. He said, arrogant and cruel. That's not up to you. My father paid a fortune to get his hands on a scapegoat talisman. You're going to be my scapegoat whether you like it or not. With that, he strode toward me and pressed the talisman above my forehead. It melted instantly, like butter. A dark shadow shot out of Preston's body and into mine. The pain was unbearable, like being burned alive. Seeing his plan succeed, Preston pulled Vanessa close and mocked me. Transfer complete. Hope there's a few bones left of you by tomorrow. Preston, you're so bad. The instant they stepped out the door, a red roll laced with lightning tore from the floor. The S-rank anomaly had arrived. My heart pounded as I stared up at Mammon. The S-rank anomaly, 10 times my size. Mammon, S-rank anomaly. Rule: the marked one must sacrifice 1 billion in currency to him every second for 3 minutes straight. Meet the condition and receive Mammon's gift. Failed and be devoured by Mammon. Sweat poured down my back. I thought 1 billion a second times 3 minutes. That's 180 billion. I'm a broke student. Where am I supposed to find that kind of money? This rule alone could wipe out 99.99% of the people on Earth. Find successful. Welcome to the rule editing system. The player may edit an anomaly's rule clause. Only one character may be changed per edit. Hearing the system, I thought, what kind of system only lets me change one character? Before I could react, Mammon reached a hand of death toward me. Offer up your wealth, it said, or become my next meal. Only one character. Just as Mammon's abyssal jaws were about to swallow me, I blurted, wait, rule edit to change the billion in 1 billion a second to cents. Edit successful. Mammon, S-rank anomaly. The marked one must sacrifice 10 cents every second for 3 minutes. Mammon's face changed the instant he heard it. I lost my balance and slumped onto the bed, gasping for air. Mammon stood frozen, staring at the rule, ticking up 10 cents at a time. Disbelief written all over his face as he glared at the timer above his head. The 3-minute countdown began. Second by second, 10 cents at a time, the payments rolled in, and Mammon went from ferocious to dumbfounded. Let me do the math. 10 cents makes a dime, 10 dimes make a dollar. 3 minutes of sacrifice comes out to bank card charge $18. Remaining balance, $527.35. I stared at the balance on my phone and grinned. Mammon, on the other hand, jabbed a finger at me and snarled, "Human, you." I stood up and gave Mammon a friendly pat on the shoulder. "Hey, my bad, buddy. Consider that 18 bucks a meal on me. And hey, if that's not enough, I'll throw in 2 more, rounded up to 20 even. How's that sound?" Humiliated, Mammon flew into a rage, turned into a black shadow and shot into my body. "Human," he growled. "I will not let this go. Condition met. The human Ethan Cole has received Mammon's gift. Anomaly item, the Fortune Dominion puzzle. Money makes the world go round. Every time you meet an anomaly's condition, you gain another puzzle piece. Complete the puzzle and unlock a double S rank ability." Hearing that, my eyes lit up. I thought, giddy as if I'd struck gold, a double S rank power? I don't really get it, but it sounds powerful. If it's Mammon's gift, an S rank anomaly's gift, there's no way it's weak. The enraged Mammon has placed a curse on you. You must transfer another person's anomaly onto yourself. Fail to do so within 24 hours and you will be erased. Wait, there's a curse too? Guess Mammon really didn't appreciate that rule change. Only 24 hours, and it's broad daylight. Where am I supposed to find an anomaly? Barely anyone gets marked by an anomaly in the first place. If they were on every street corner, the world would have fallen apart already. A thought struck me. Maybe I should search online. Just then, my phone rang. It was Ivy. I picked up thinking, Ivy? What does she need? I'm sorry, Ethan. I just wanted to hear your voice one last time. I've been marked by a ghost. I shot to my feet and hurried out, trying to calm her. Ivy, don't cry. I'm on my way. Ivy was the girl I'd grown up with, side by side since childhood. You could call us childhood sweethearts. She had feelings for me for years, but to me, she felt like a little sister. I could never bring myself to see her that way. That's why I ended up with Vanessa instead. I never imagined Ivy would be marked by an anomaly.
Color little bit of offline progress and out of offline progress.
What anomaly marked you? It's the painted skin, an ancient portrait of a court lady, one that moves. In 3 hours she'll come for me and peel off my face. I don't want to die. I'd like
Progress for me.
gone, you have to. I cut her off. Stop. Don't start with the last words already. I can save you. Ivy stared at me stunned. You're not even an exorcist. How could you possibly save me? Just trust me, okay? I pressed my hand against the court lady portrait on her back, pulling the anomaly onto myself. Mammon's curse. Trigger now. Transfer the anomaly onto me. Mammon's curse activated. The anomaly on Ivy was successfully transferred onto me. Ivy spun around, worried. Ethan, what did you just... Anomaly transferred. Mammon's curse has been lifted. From now on, you may transfer another's ghost taint onto yourself at will. Hearing the system, I thought, the curse is gone. But this wasn't the time to celebrate. I had a new problem on my hands. Without hesitation, I turned and ran, calling back to Ivy. No time to explain. Get home now. Don't worry your family. I can handle this, trust me. Ivy sank to the ground, tears streaming down her face. How did this happen? Since when could Ethan transfer anomalies? At this rate, he's going to die. Ivy's 2 bodyguards stepped forward. Miss, it's time to head back. You promised the master you'd cut ties with Ethan for good and start a new life under a new identity. Ivy rose slowly, her voice sharp. Are you giving me orders? The bodyguard broke into a sweat. No, of course not. But miss, a promise is a promise. Ivy jabbed a finger at the bodyguard. Are you blind? Didn't you see Ethan take the ghost onto himself just to save me? Get moving. Go protect Ethan. The painted maiden is extremely dangerous. If anything happens to him, you're all going down with him. The bodyguard hesitated. But the master, Ivy roared. Go, now. The bodyguards had no choice but to obey. Together, yes, miss. Ivy sat back down on the ground, murmuring to herself, Ethan, I only meant to put on an act. Say goodbye. Let go of my feelings for you. Why do you have to be so foolish? How am I supposed to walk away from you now? Moonlight rippled in a small puddle on the ground, and Ivy's tears vanished into that same silver light. 6 seconds left before the painted maiden would appear. I found an abandoned warehouse and sat down in the middle of it, thinking, no one will interrupt us here. I shouted into the empty air, come on then, painted maiden. As the countdown hit 0, thick smoke billowed up around me. The painted maiden emerged from the smoke, cackling, ha ha ha, your face, I want your face. I stared at her face, bloodless, lifeless, the skin stretching stiff when she smiled, her eyes dark and hollow, and sucked in a sharp breath. The painted maiden, B-rank anomaly. Rule, the painted maiden will remove your face. You may show no resistance, pain, or displeasure throughout. Meet the condition and receive the maiden's gift. Fail and lose all your skin. Hearing the rule, I thought, what a vicious condition. Getting my face peeled off alive is bad enough, but I have to be completely willing about it too? How is that even possible? Just then, the painted maiden bared her fangs and crept closer. Your face. Give me your face. I sat perfectly still, a confident, dismissive smile spreading across my face. Rule, edit, change, remove to kiss. Edit successful. The painted maiden, B-rank anomaly. Rule, the painted maiden will kiss your face. You may show no resistance, pain, or displeasure throughout. The painted maiden's once vicious face instantly softened into a shy blush. She looked at me, puzzled. Huh? A blush crept across her cheeks. Her wide, glistening eyes gazed at me shyly, and she covered her face, bashful. I watched her every move, secretly delighted. The rule had taken effect. I really am a genius. Now that I look closer, she's actually kind of pretty. Yeah, I am more than willing to let her kiss me. I couldn't wait, walking right up to her and tapping my cheek. What are you waiting for? Kiss it already. Once a rule takes effect, human or anomaly, it has to be obeyed. The painted maiden answered in a shy, small voice. Okay. She closed her eyes and leaned in slowly, pressing a kiss to my right cheek. Condition met. The human Ethan Cole has received the painted maiden's gift. Anomaly item, the court lady portrait. Effect once used, it summons the maiden to manifest and do anything the player asks. Cooking, laundry, cleaning, even fighting, anything. I held the portrait in my hand and burst out laughing. Not bad, pretty versatile. The Fortune Dominion puzzle has triggered. Piece added, the maiden. Mammon's power was about to surge. Only one piece left. The bodyguards watching from the shadows whispered to each other in alarm. What's going on? Something incredibly terrifying is coming off Ethan. It's giving me chills. Feels like one wrong move and we're dead. The painted maiden alone couldn't do this. Is he marked by another anomaly too? Can't tell. Some anomalies anyone can see. Others only the marked one can. With the maiden piece added, Mammon's power surged forth. Mammon's power nearly filled my whole body. So close. Just one more anomaly and I could use it. There seemed to be 2 rats over there. Spotted, the bodyguard stumbled backward in fear. Not good. I think he noticed us. Wait, isn't this guy just an ordinary student? How does he have this kind of terrifying awareness of killing intent? Run, now! Just as I was about to walk over and say hi, I saw them bolt. I muttered to myself, why'd they run off? I was just going to say something. They took off like they'd seen a ghost. Am I really that scary? Never mind. I'd head back to the dorm first. My family home was too far to reach.
Yes, you are.
I stayed on campus most of the time and hadn't been home in a while. Maybe I'd find time these next couple days to visit my parents. I reached the dorm, pushed the door open, and called out to my roommate. I'm back. My roommate went pale like he'd seen a ghost. Whoa, is that a ghost? Ethan, you're alive? I strode to my bed, dropped my bag, and sat down irritated. What's with the ghost talk? Just say what you mean. Tyler held up his phone, showing me the chat log. Vanessa told the class group chat she watched an anomaly kill you with her own eyes. I didn't believe it at first, but she even posted a crying video to back it up. That's some solid proof. Man, did you and Vanessa have a fight or something? I let out a dismissive laugh. A fight? It's a lot more than that. that? Anyway, go do your thing. I need some rest. I lay back on my bed, the whole scene replaying in my head, chest tight with frustration. Vanessa, you teamed up with Preston to make me your scapegoat and then put on that fake little show, huh? Fine. Since that's how it is, let's start with a little interest. I sat up, pulled out the maiden scroll, and gave the command, "Come out, maiden." The painted maiden appeared at once obedient. Master, I gave her an order. Go find Vanessa in the girls' dorm, room 305. Have a little fun with her, but don't kill her. One visit won't be enough to satisfy me. The maiden looked up at me, her eyes resolute. Yes, master. With that, she shot off toward the girls' dorm. The plaza below sat dim and empty, unsettling in the silence. The painted maiden slipped in through the window. Inside, Vanessa lay on her bed, scrolling through her phone, lost in daydreams, thinking, thanks to that scapegoat Ethan, I finally landed myself Preston. As long as I keep him happy, I'll be the young lady of a wealthy family soon enough, living the good life. Ha ha ha. Just as Vanessa was lost in her fantasy, her blanket suddenly bulged and began to shift. Vanessa sat up to look. Huh? What was that? She pulled back the blanket, and the painted maiden's face suddenly appeared, murmuring, "Your face. I want your face." Ah. Vanessa's face drained of color. Her scream tore through the whole building. Ah. Her roommate Mia snapped at her. "Vanessa, are you insane? What's with the screaming in the middle of the night?" Zoe chimed in. "You scared the life out of me. Show some manners." Terrified out of her mind, Vanessa stammered, "A ghost."
See ya.
"You scared the life out of me. Show some manners." Terrified out of her mind, Vanessa stammered, "A ghost! There's a ghost! A woman climbed out of my blanket." Mia climbed out of bed, flipped on the light, and walked over to check. "What ghost? You must have had a nightmare, Vanessa." Still shaking, Vanessa said, eyes wide with fear, But I must have been marked by an anomaly." This was the time to call Preston. His family had real power. He had plenty of anomaly items. He could definitely help her get rid of that ghost. Preston, jolted awake by the call, picked up the video chat and snapped, "What's wrong with you calling in the middle of the night? Some of us are trying to sleep." Vanessa sobbed. "Preston, I've been marked by a female ghost. She's going to tear off my face. Please save me." Alarmed, Preston asked, "Tear off your face? What's her rule?" Vanessa answered, confused. She didn't really say any rule. Something seemed to click for Preston. That's not right. Aside from mindless wandering spirits, every real anomaly comes with its own rule. Unless its rule has already been fully satisfied, turning it into a ghost servant someone controls. "Vanessa, I think someone's targeting you." Vanessa grew even more frightened, tears streaming down. But I haven't crossed anyone lately. Could Ethan still be alive?" Preston hung up and paced the room, thinking, "Ethan, is this really your doing? You'd better be dead already. Because if you're not, I'll make sure you die a second time." After finishing her task, the painted maiden gave me a full account. I doubled over laughing. "Ha! She actually fainted? I bet she's having sweet dreams tonight." The painted maiden sat quietly beside me. "Master," she said softly. I patted her head as a reward. "Nice work." The painted maiden let out a happy little laugh. Just then, my phone buzzed. A message from my mom. "Huh, Mom texted me? That's rare. Sweetheart, don't come home for a while." "What? Why?" "Your dad and I have to travel out of town for something. Take good care of yourself, okay? Something's off. Mom's acting strange." My dad asked my mom worried, "How'd it go? He didn't suspect anything, right? We can't let him find out the truth. He'd do something reckless." My mom answered, "Don't worry, honey. He shouldn't be coming home anytime soon." But the thought of Ethan losing his parents, left all alone in the world, it broke her heart. My mom couldn't help but let sorrowful tears fall. My dad pulled her into his arms to comfort her. I don't want this either, but the whole village is surrounded by countless anomalies now. No matter how well we hide, you won't survive more than a few days. The bodyguards rushed back through the night to the Sinclair family estate to report. Ivy crossed her arms. "You're telling me Ethan handled the painted maiden all on his own, without you even needing to step in?" The bodyguard replied, "Yes, we don't know how he did it, but he pulled it off. Maybe he's carrying some anomaly item, or maybe he's a secret exorcist." Ivy shot the idea down. "Impossible. I grew up with him, and my father already had him investigated top to bottom. It's exactly because he's an ordinary person. That father made me..."
It's like this. Every time you think you're done, there's another one waiting. Try it and see how long you can last.
Terrifying presence. Just looking at him makes me want to kneel. What is happening? Watching me transform, Preston couldn't help but murmur, "So this is it. The Power Mammon, an S-rank anomaly, grants, crimson demonic light tore across the street. Mammon's S-rank power erupted within me, my presence alone gripping the entire block. Red flames burned in my eyes as I turned to Preston. So Preston, time to settle our score." Preston stumbled backwards, terrified. "Wait, Ethan, calm down. I'm the Sterling family heir. You can't afford the consequences of touching me." I advanced on him, step by step. "Preston, you teamed up with Vanessa to try to kill me. You made me your scapegoat. Today I'm going to kill you." Preston ordered the bodyguards behind him. "You useless idiots, stop him already." The bodyguards